For Wall Street Media, this is Melissa. I'm here with Doug, and we're going to help you make money in the stock market with information you can't find anywhere else.
Hey, kiddo, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
We have cool stuff here, man, from William Blair. Midwestern Bank, smart, solid values, smart people. I talked to them this morning about something else we're going to be doing. And they had their small cap growth. Yeah, I know. I always have to tell, though. I tell everything I know. Their small cap growth stock conference. And let me tell you something. Over time, small caps outperform large caps by quite a bit. And when they most outperform is coming out of a rough market, right? Sound familiar? That's why you might want to pay very close attention. And not just to Melissa, but what we're bringing you, the information.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I bring great information to the table.
Yes, you do. Wonderful.
All the highlights.
Small cap growth stocks, what do we have?
We have Bernard Housen, PhD, President and CEO of Cardica, ticker CRDC, talked about the company's position in the CABG market with both proximal and distal products. He talked about developments in mechanical, repeatable bypass graft technology, and products for less invasive coronary surgery.
Yeah, I saw these guys. Super impressive. We work with them often, right? And they just did a German. You ought to get to work on this. They did robotic surgery using their bypass graft technology. Right now, what they have to do when you have to get a bypass, right, is the surgeon has to hand sew the stitches. And what these guys do is they have a tube that goes in that's much easier to do this, and it can be done. They did for the first time the other day by robot.
Wow.
But now you don't have all the problems of having to hand sew these tiny stitches everywhere, and that's what you're relying upon.
Anything less invasive is much easier.
Yeah, fantastic, right?
We also have Robin Dixon, CFO of Harmonic, ticker HLIT, said that 15 to 20% of the company's revenue comes from emerging markets, and this year they expect to see the most growth in their cable business. David Wallen, President and CEO of AT Cross, ticker ATX, said that by 2010 they expect to be 25% accessories and 75% writing implements. They plan on moving the 20% of manufacturing from Rhode Island to China. Now,
you know what? They'll probably take a page out of like all the companies that are up here on Madison Avenue, right? Like Dunhill. I was seeing a commercial for them this morning, right? And now Dunhill's, you know, is in so many different areas. And Cross, I have a beautiful Cross pen on my desk from one of the banks, right? And it's one of the finest things that I own. And if they can start building accessory business, right, you know, then that really helps them expand.
Yeah. We have Rory Nellen, COO for Trinity Biotech, ticker TRIB, reported having a relatively flat year, but says that will change with the introduction of new testing equipment for diabetes and HIV.
Exciting stuff for a lot of the biotechs.
Christy Xu, EVP of Corporate Development for Harbin Electric, ticker HRBN, talked about the current development of China's first homemade linear motor train system for urban mass transportation, and she predicted that the company would grow to $400 million by 2010 through mostly organic growth.
Now, do you know what? These guys are fabulous, right? And they're doing a lot of really great innovative thinking, just like with all the buildings and stadiums that you saw for the Olympics, right, where it doesn't look like the regular boxes, right? Like the bird's nest was fabulous. And what did they call where the swimming is, the cube or something, right? That was just so unique and original. And these guys are coming from the ground up and making some really smart moves early on. You know, I saw yesterday where they said the Chinese government had decided that their 6 wireless companies would become 3 wireless companies. And you won't get that in pure capitalism here, but you also won't get all of the companies that used to be. So remember Nextel, right? Beep, beep, push the button, gone, right? Absorbed. And what happens is these wireless companies build out too many. Like you build a tower, I build a tower, German Mike builds a tower, right? And we're all competing. And what they're doing is they said, you know what the smarter thing is, and the most important thing is we want the people, the peasants that are in the countryside, the farmers and stuff, to get the benefits of this wireless technology, rather than we don't really care if your company, your tower, you get slightly more business and mine gets slightly less, and we compete with each other. This way, they build one tower, they can share, they compete with price, right? And now the farmer can use that wireless and pick up and say, do I want to come into the market today? What's the price on my crop? should I come in? It's going to take me my whole day, or should I stay and work? Call me when the price of my crop is right. And instantly he gets to turn around in this revolution and get picked up as well, right? And elevate his status from the technology that they have. And it's a rough, tough way to do things, but man, they are some smart people making the right decisions. Just like when I said earlier, right, where they decided today that there's a liquidity problem. Instead of saying, well, we're going to have meetings about meetings and maybe cut interest rates a half a point. The problem isn't interest rates. The problem is liquidity, right? And what the Chinese did was brilliant, where they just said, okay, beginning today, there's not going to be any income tax on savings accounts. So poof, no liquidity problem. And Harbin is going to come up with a way for electric mass transportation in the cities, and it won't be the horrible mess that it is here today. I didn't move any further away. Yesterday I came in early for a conference, right? We had the first 10,000 conferences, and I live 15 minutes away. Today I came in at the regular time, and I live 40 minutes away. And I didn't move any further, right? What happened is all of the buses, right, that were out on Fifth Avenue just blocked the whole city, and it added a half an hour of just completely wasted time to me. And the Chinese, through these things like Harbin Electric are working on, are going to come up with a system that actually works so that you don't have 1 million people in a city each lose half an hour coming in.
Well, we also have Tom Frank, SVP and CFO of Nobel Learning Communities, ticker NLCI, talked about the fragmented private education markets providing an opportunity to grow by acquisition. They are focusing on dual income and single-parent households, frustration with public schools, and ensuring the child's success in the 21st century economy.
Now that's a smart thing, right? Is you want to give your kid the leg up, right? And make sure that they're learning if they're not being taught it, or, oh, my math teacher, was dating another 13-year-old and ran away with another one of the 13-year-old students, so I didn't get taught calculus, right? These guys, you can take calculus.
Yep. They're making it a lot better for the kids. We also have Chris Holden, CEO of AMSURG, ticker AMSG, who spoke about the multi-specialty areas and ophthalmology which they are focusing on. He also discussed penetrating on the GI market. David Boom, CEO and President of American Care Source, ticker ANCI, speaks about adding value for clients by increasing patient volume and increasing price leverage. Dr. Kristen Itten, CEO of Micromet, ticker MITI, discusses their current focus on antibody therapy, including humanized antibody to cure breast cancer and products MK923 and MK9228, which are in trials.
Now, I really like these guys, right? And these guys are exactly what I've been telling you about with the small cap growth opportunity. They're trading right now, and yeah, they're getting hammered today. Do you know what? Everybody's getting hammered today. They're down a couple pennies today, 6%, right? Getting slaughtered. But they're still double what they were a year ago. And they've got 2 products that they're working on for breast cancer, right? Fabulous. Biotech is moving forward, guys. You want to have a basket. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. But there is some really interesting stuff where they're not at the scribbling down stage. They're actually in phase 1, phase 2. It's getting forward. Yeah, it's getting close. And if you do your research and pick a few of these guys, and one of these guys is going to hit it out of the park, and you're going to be very happy.
Dan Goldsberger, CFO of Xcorporeal, ticker XCR, introduced their next-generation dialysis machine, which is portable and easy to use. They are working on a wearable artificial kidney with their main target, hemodialysis. Now,
see, this is what I'm talking about. This is the future that I've been waiting for, right? You don't even know who the Jetsons are, do you?
I know who the Jetsons
do you?
are. Yes.
All right, good girl. Right, nice. I didn't think you would.
I'm not that young.
I think I got sweaters older than you. Anyhow, this is the future, right? And if these guys are the guys that do that, and do your research, I'm not saying that they are, but if these are the guys that are working on that, someone's going to want to pick them up as soon as they get promising. And we're ready to wrap. German Mike says we got to get out of here.
Well, we're here every day at Wall Street Media, and you can find us directly at WSNCO.com. Thanks.